Welcome to the Echo Tips podcast.
Here's a sneak peek into what we're going to cover in this week's episode of the Echo Tips podcast.
Thanks for trying Let's Chat, a more conversational feature including continuing your conversation without repeating the wake word. While I can converse on many topics, I might not always get things right, and some things won't work, like playing music and setting timers. To use these, you'll need to say exit. If my response is inaccurate or inappropriate, you can always say, I have feedback. Do you want to start testing?
So this may be the A-Lady of the future we're looking at today. Woohoo! Isn't that amazing? Hello, and welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. It's good to have you all with us. As you can tell from our prelude today, we're going to be delving into some brand new things as announced in September. Woohoo! AI Smarts and the A-Lady. We're going to be dipping our toes into these features, which seem to have just rolled out here just recently. So anywho, I'd like to first welcome everybody who are wondering what they're listening to, especially our new listeners, returning listeners. We're glad to have you back as well. For our new listeners, my name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, based here in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Southwest Virginia. And it's good to have you with us. You'll find our podcast are little nuggetized episodes. We try to keep them 5 to 15 minutes long, but to be honest, lately they've been closer to probably 10 to 25 minutes or 10 to 20 minutes. And we try to cover all sorts of stuff over the past 5 seasons, and we would encourage you to go back and check our back catalog, especially if you just got an Echo device this year and you're trying to get familiar with them and what is available. In fact, towards the tail end of the podcast, I'll show you a real quick way you can get a listing of all those past episodes. 52 episodes a year, 5 seasons. We've covered all sorts of things. We've covered skills, timers, alarms, calendars, things for children, things for parents, things for caregivers, things for senior citizens. We've even talked about how to set up an Echo in a public kiosk environment like a nursing home or things like that. We've talked about home automation. We've talked about just a wealth of skills and games and Bible skill apps and radio reading services, old-timey radio. We've talked about so many things over 5 seasons. And because of that, we have over 121,000 listens to the podcast. And so that's fantastic. And for our returning listeners, we're very glad to have you back with us as well. So let's delve into what I am so excited to share with you guys today. I've been checking it off and on for a while, and that is the phrase we learned at the Amazon event, which is going to bring AI smarts to the A-Lady. Now, in a past episode, I demonstrated a limited functionality that had rolled out recently since the announcement for the Kids package, for the Amazon Kids Plus package on the Echo. So if you had that, you could do this Explore with the A-Lady feature with a limited large language model that was geared for kids. But they had announced that these same kind of constructs or large language model AI smarts should be coming before the end of the year, trickling out for those on just general purpose A-Ladies, using those. We're going to really look at that today because I got it and it looks like it works. Woohoo! So we're going to have to try it out, and this may be breaking news. There may not be anybody else out there in this arena have demonstrated this yet, so woohoo! But really kind of super cool. I'm looking forward to it, and this is totally unscripted. We're just going to try it because I haven't set it up. I haven't done anything. We're going to delve right into that today. So maybe a little scary, but we're going to see what happens. So before we get into that in any sort of detail, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we will be, as always, right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello again, and as I mentioned, we're going to be delving into the AI smarts that are coming to our Echo devices and A-Lady devices. Now, I may be using the A-Lady name here in just a short little bit, and as a consequence of that, if you do have an Echo in hearing distance of me, find that little button on there and hit it, and that will shut her ears off. In fact, I'm going to hit mine right now. There we go, so she won't hear me when I say the A-Lady name. And that way we're not tripping up the demonstration while you're trying to listen at home and you got your A-Lady yelling in the other room. It's amazing. They can hear you like pretty much over in another room. It's pretty crazy sometimes. Anyway, so hopefully you have a chance to do that. So while you're doing that, let me just do a little step back a ways to several months ago in September, where they announced all these cool things would be coming to the Echo. And they demonstrated a conversational style that was very interesting. They talked about, where the guy is on stage back and forth with the A-Lady. He didn't have to say her name multiple times. The dialogue was much better. Probably the best thing is her ability to interpolate what you're trying to say and not get caught up on specific syntax. In other words, what do you mean this light bulb that you'd like to be turned on? That she would be much smarter about figuring out what would happen and more contextually aware. They added some context awareness years ago, but it was just very vague, like if you'd ask about George Washington's birthday, you could come back and ask about George Washington's death or something. But this is a whole nother level that we're talking about. And feel free to go back and check some of our back catalog episodes where we talked about that. But today, we're going to actually try it. So one of the phrases they used during the event was, let's chat. A-Lady, let's chat. So, or let me just say it, Alexa, let's chat. So we're going to try that out. Now, a few weeks ago, I had this pop up, and I didn't have time to turn on my recording equipment and try it. And when I came back to it, it wasn't there. I could have strangled my stuff. But anyway, but I did try it today, and it works. So we haven't had a chance to practice this or figure out what it goes, and I want you guys to experience it right from the get-go. So that is what we are going to do. And so let's find the button here on our Echo, and I'm going to turn her ears back on, and that let's chat is the key phrase. And we're just going to go down a rabbit hole. We don't know how this is going to work out, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so here we go. Alexa, let's chat.
Thanks for trying Let's Chat, a more conversational feature including continuing your conversation without repeating the wake word. While I can converse on many topics, I might not always get things right, and some things won't work, like playing music and setting timers. To use these, you'll need to say exit. If my response is inaccurate or inappropriate, you can always say, I have feedback. Do you want to start testing?
Yes.
Great. Now, let's get started. To exit the session, say exit. I'll also exit if you stop talking to me for a short while.
Oh.
Hello, how may I help you today?
Tell me about what are some of the things you could do for me.
I could answer questions, tell jokes, sing songs, recite poems, give you the weather forecast, tell you the latest news and sports updates, as well as provide information on a variety of topics. I can also help you with tasks like setting alarms, timers, and reminders, converting units of measurement, calculating distances, temperatures, and more. Additionally, I can assist you with everyday tasks such as making phone calls, sending messages, setting reminders, and more.
Tell me about the weather.
The weather is a complex and ever-changing system that is influenced by a variety of factors, including temperature, humidity, atmospheric pressure, wind, precipitation, and solar radiation. These factors interact with each other to produce a wide range of weather conditions, from sunny and warm days to cold and snowy winters.
Alexa, what's the weather forecast?
Right now in Roanoke, it's 31 degrees Fahrenheit. Today you can expect mostly sunny and milder with a high of 51 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 29 degrees Fahrenheit.
Tell me a poem about a podcaster named David who loves technology.
David is a podcaster. He loves to talk about technology. It's not a fad. He talks about the latest gadgets and gizmos. From smartphones to drones, he's always in the know. He loves to share his knowledge with his listeners and help them understand the world of tech better. With his passion and enthusiasm, he's a natural host. His listeners can't get enough of his show. So if you're interested in technology and want to stay up to date with the latest trends, tune into David's podcast. You won't be disappointed. He'll keep you informed and entertained every step of the way.
Tell me about the 3 most popular actors from the Star Trek franchise, their current ages and heights. I'm trying to throw it for a loop, give it a complex.
Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and Simon Pegg are 3 popular actors from the Star Trek franchise. Chris Pine is currently 43 years old and 6 feet tall. Zachary Quinto is 46 years old and 6 feet 1 inch tall. And Simon Pegg is 53 years old and 5 feet 10 inches tall. These actors have brought their unique talents and personalities to the Star Trek universe, making them beloved by fans around the world. Whether you're a fan of the original series or the newer movies, these actors are sure to leave a lasting impression.
What roles in Star Trek did those individuals play, and at what age were they when they first played that role?
Chris Pine played the role of James T. Kirk in the 2009 Star Trek reboot at the age of 29. Zachary Quinto played the role of Spock in the same film at the age of 32. Simon Pegg played the role of Montgomery Scotty Scott in the 2009 Star Trek reboot at the age of 39. These actors brought new life to the beloved characters of the Star Trek franchise and have since become synonymous with their respective roles.
Super cool. I really like that answer, Alexa.
I'm glad I could help. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Turn my light bulb on.
Sorry, I can't do that just yet. For now, say exit and try again.
Set timer for 5 minutes.
Sorry, I can't do that just yet. For now, say exit and try again.
Turn porch light on.
I'm sorry, I'm not programmed for that yet.
Exit.
Thanks for chatting.
Okay. The audio cue is really helpful. Good job, Amazon. Okay, all right. Well, guys, so that was, I went kind of down a rabbit hole there. I tried to play with the home automation stuff just because I got conflicting answers. The original thing said, blah, 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 I can't do it, timers, do blah, blah, blah. And then later I asked her what she was capable of, and obviously she was pulling some dialogue from the main A lady and said you could, but you can't. Okay, so that was something that was later demonstrated during the event, and of course, obviously, the ability to create complex routines, say, do this after this and this and this, other things. So those features obviously haven't rolled out. This is a very primitive rollout, but very reminiscent of, I think, what we've seen with other chatbots. I think of some that even came out years ago that were very kind of primitive. The ability to have a dialogue back and forth. You can obviously see the large language AI model in there when I ask her to generate poetry, say, hey, it needs to be about this, this, and this. And also when I asked about Star Trek, the ability to delineate complex information. Okay, take 3 actors, give me their ages. Okay, what roles were they in? And then later, so that was context awareness. And then the ability to say, okay, what age they were when they first played that role. Really kind of cool ability to delineate. And so this may be the A-lady of the future we're looking at today. Woohoo! Isn't that amazing? I hear that they'll be there in the near future. You think about when that capability rolls out to home automation stuff or routine generation. That would be really cool. So if you're unfamiliar with routines, that's like a home automation thing. Like every day, turn the lights on at 9 o'clock, and then turn this off or that. Turn the porch light on, and then at 7 p.m. turn it off. At 7 in the morning, turn it off. So ability to create a complex list of sequenced events. So really, really kind of cool. It's getting there. It's a very reminiscent, and I guess, a way to look at this is kind of like the Oracle of Light skill we demonstrated before, which used ChatGPT and other things like that, except we're not paying any extra money for this, to get the full functionality. We can go in here and we can just chat it up to our heart's content, and apparently if we don't say anything in a while, it will just automatically exit. But I do like the auditory cue that you're in it and then you're leaving it. That's, I think, very important to kind of help us distinguish where we're at. The Google Home Nest, the Nest Hub or whatever, had a similar functionality, and it would often change voices when you go into like a skill. And so that's kind of, I like that's the way this is working as well. I don't know if it was just me, but this is just me kind of doing a real quick review. Felt like the audio wasn't quite right, like her voice was lower quality. I don't know, because they did announce during the event that they would be upgrading the text-to-speech engine with AI smartness, and she sounded a lot better, but this one didn't even sound up to quite to par to her regular self. So that may be something that's rolling out later as well. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's pretty complex, and they might be rolling that out later as well, or maybe a paid upgrade or something. But definitely really, really cool. And if you start to think about what this really means when they can integrate personalities, character AI was something they said they would be rolling out as well. And then you have this chat functionality that we just observed, but you're talking to Sherlock Holmes, or you're talking to, who knows, a particular character AI that's geared towards maybe helping you maybe with a business problem, or maybe if it's a young one with mathematics in elementary school or middle school or high school math. That may be really, really kind of cool when the AI engines are tuned to very specific things. So yeah, I'm very interested to see where this rolls out. And anywho, here you are. You probably heard it here first on the Echo Tips podcast. Hey guys, just a quick post-production note. I forgot this out in the original recording and added this back in. If you'd like a list of all our past episodes, you're welcome to go check out my personal blog at certdoctor.com, then click on blog, and you'll find a huge long listing from the very beginning of all the podcast episodes. So let's go back to our program. Well, that'll bring this episode to a close. We'd like to thank you for your listenership. If you have any thoughts or suggestions on a future episode, or even something you've experienced trying this new Let's Chat feature out, we'd love to hear it. Or maybe you're in a beta program where you're a little ahead of us and you're able to do some of those newer things that we haven't seen yet. Maybe the new sound quality of the voice, or you've heard you've done the routine generation, or maybe some sort of home automation function yet that we don't see yet. By all means, reach out and let us know about that. We'd like to hear more about it. Now, if you'd like to have a recommendation or a subject that you'd like to hear us recover or cover for the first time on this podcast, we'd love your thoughts and suggestions. You can reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter, or now called X, at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And you can even email us, that's right, the old-fashioned email, at info@goodwillvalleys.com. The Valley's got an S on it, .com. And just in your subject of the Facebook post or the email, just say you're trying to direct this to Dave of the Echo Tips podcast or the New Vision program, and it will find its way to me. Well, until next time, it's time to turn the ears back on your Echo. Start practicing some of the many things you've learned. That's right, have a chat with the A-Lady. Until next time, we do thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem, ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.